I'm not saying that the British Basketball League is some, world-renowned basketball league and it's like the NBA. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that Nick Nurse was a head coach during that time. And it was a long time to be the decision maker, okay? And then be a head coach in the D League and the G League and winning 4 championships in those professional basketball leagues, by the way. And then was an assistant coach in the NBA for 5 years under a good head coach like Dwayne Casey. Like, the guy's got a lot of experience. So I don't necessarily think he's the same old song and dance head coach that we have seen for so many years. This is a guy that is not afraid to get his hands dirty, get in there with his players, coach them up as if he was still an assistant coach. I know that the assistant coaches are going to be more one-on-one guys, but the fact that this guy has such a background, 5 years NBA assistant coach, I think that's a great thing for the development. It's a great endorsement for the development that Nick Nurse is willing to help players with in the NBA as a head coach. And I still think he very much has an assistant coach mentality. Look at a guy like Eric Spoelstra, for instance, okay? The guy was in the film room for years. We all know the story of him with the Heat and going, being raised by Pat Riley, essentially, there with the Miami Heat. This was a guy that is still not afraid to do the little things that maybe a head coach doesn't really do nowadays because of all his time as an assistant and all his time in the film room. Those are things that have never left Eric Spoelstra. I don't think these are things that have ever really left Nick Nurse. I think the guy just flat out loves to coach. And that's why he's dedicated his life to coaching. 23 years old, got a college coaching job. Not too shabby. Yeah, not afraid to leave the country to become a head coach. Does that for a decade. Comes back to the United States. Coaches in the G Leagues, D Leagues. And now he's an assistant coach. 5 years under Dwayne Casey. The guy just loves to coach. I think that's going to be a special thing for everybody in that Sixers locker room. And I am looking forward to seeing what he could do with this squad.